Morning you guys, it's Karen, and I thought it was time for another doggy haul because I have bought a few products. You can see me surrounded by them, so I just kind of dumped them on this desk thinking I was going to be videoing there, and then realised actually I'm going to video here, so that's okay. I'm not going to do them in any particular order, so I'll show you the first, I guess, kind of boring thing that I bought, which was just a roll of elastic. But things like this are just so useful for making your own dog toys, and I didn't buy this because I have any aspirations of not buying toys or, you know, making everything homemade. It's more because Watson is so fussy in the particular toys he likes, and the toys that he does like are super expensive. So I've showed you guys the flirt pole before, and it's just a long pole with a bit of elastic on it like this and a sort of raggedy toy on the end, and he loves it, but you always just choose off the elastic, so I thought it would be good to have. So I've already used it to make this. So this is actually a cat, it's either a cat toy or a puppy toy, I can't remember. I always look in the cat section and in the puppy section to see if there's anything that would be good for Watson, and I've just tied a piece of elastic around the neck. This is something that I will put into my bag and take with me on walks, and if he's not engaging in the walk for any reason, I can play a game of tug with him, and he seems to enjoy that. And this is something that will, I don't suppose the bird will last very long, but the rope should be okay because it takes quite a while to chew through this, and it will be quite good for his teeth. Next, let's show you this colourful thing. This is a child's ring toss. It was really inexpensive, like I think it was $5.99 or something like that. You get all of these hoops with it, and you get this, it's just a plastic thing. You can take these off, and I thought this would be perfect for shaping Watson. So basically his daily training that we do, I thought this would be something that would be fun to teach him. We've not yet got to the point where he can put them on with the whole thing built like this, because he would have to be standing to do that, and he tends to lie down. So what I do is I take it off to about there. I take all of the rings off, and I just started off by giving him one ring, and asking him to hold it, and then I would just show him this and sort of make it easy for him, you know. So if he was holding it, I'd hold it and tell him to leave it, and he would drop it and it would go on here, and he'd get a treat. And so we're now at the point where he is trying to get it on. He's putting it in his teeth and trying to put it on top, but he's not got quite enough precision. I'm not sure he particularly enjoys this training, to be honest. So I'll do it a few more times and see what he thinks. But it seems to me as if he's sort of throwing it on in a huff. So I'm not sure how much he's enjoying it. Sometimes he just wants the treat and he doesn't want to do any training to get there, but that wouldn't tire him out. This I also bought for training and partly for health. It is a wobble board. Now you can get specific ones for dogs. There's one called a Peanut, but it is ridiculously expensive, and so I thought I would just get a simple wobble board, and there's no reason why Watson shouldn't eventually be able to get his front and then maybe back paws on it, or I might have to get two of them. In fact, that's probably more likely, and get him to put his front paws on this and his back paws onto the second one. But so far it's been something that has been really good training for him, because at first he would only put one paw on it when he was lying down, and we've now got to the point where he will, with encouragement, I put both paws on it while standing up, and that already creates a little bit of imbalance. And so this is great for core strength in dogs, and that's something I want to work on with Watson, because obviously with him having hip dysplasia, I'd really like him to have as strong a core as possible. I just thought I'd show you this. This is gun oil. This is Napier's Gun Oil. If you're looking for something to use for scenting with your dogs, then I would highly suggest this Napier's Gun Oil, because this is the only one that doesn't have, I can't remember the exact ingredient, but this is the safest one basically. That's what we were taught at that class I went to. I quite like the smell of this, bizarrely. It's a bit like oil. It smells a bit like, well, it is oil, it's gun oil. It smells a bit like diesel. So I will link this for you. This is great if you want to do training. You just put a couple of drops. You could put it on a piece of cotton, you know, a cotton pad, if you don't want to have a specific rag, if you don't know whether your dog is going to be able to find the scent. And I'd love to do a video telling you how to get your dog to do scent training actually. But if you are thinking of doing it yourself, then I would highly recommend this one. It's one that you could put on. The way that they do the scent training is they will get a little piece of rag, say a bit of felt, and they'll scent it with gun oil, put it into a glass jar, put some of the scent on it and leave it for 48 hours, and that will then be kind of stewed, and then they would put a treat inside that little rag and hide it, and then when they find it, you just make sure that you they indicate to you they found it and you give them the treat from the rag. That then gets them connected to that scent as being a good thing, and then you move on from there. But the great thing about it is, like I said, there's nothing toxic in it because the treat would be next to the scent, the oil. Next, some toys that are great for hiding treats in. This first one is not actually created for that purpose, and so your dog might just enjoy this as a toy. I bought this from the vets. We've been to the vets a lot lately. Watson is still ill today. And this is one of the things I bought. I thought it would be perfect to put little bits of, you could put pork in here, but I've been using, actually one of the things I was going to show you, I've been using these Billy and Margot beef liver bites for dogs. So it's dehydrated beef liver. And so you just break up into tiny little bits and push them into the little bits that you can see, and then it encourages them to forage and get the treats out. You have to make it fairly easy, you know, there's no point putting it out of sight. But it's been great for that, and he's actually, even though he's been ill, he did have a little play with this, which was nice to see. But like I said, some dogs might just like that as a toy because it is a crinkle ball. It's quite different to anything I've seen. But Watson doesn't love toys, so for me I was like, I can put treats in that. I'm always looking for different ways that I can give him a toy that I can tuck treats in, you know. These two next things I saw, I was just like, oh, that's absolutely amazing. This is perfect if your dog will not eat from a Kong. Watson will eat from a Kong, but only because we have literally cut about that much off the top of all of his Kongs, because for whatever reason, he just doesn't like putting his tongue into that space. Even if it's a really high value treat, he just wouldn't be interested in it. So I saw these and I thought that's perfect. And they are called Lickimat Buddy. And then this one is called Lickimat Playdate. So they are, oh, it says they're for cats and dogs. That's interesting. So you could use this for your cat as well. So the reason that there's two is there's two different designs. This one is meant for things like peanut butter or, you know, soft things, really soft, pasty things. So peanut butter liver paste, which is something I wanted to show you. This is the kind of thing I would use on here. So on here I would either use peanut butter, and I have used peanut butter, or liver treat paste. And then this one here is more for things like wet dog food. If you wanted to leave them some wet dog food, and it's a different way for them to eat it. This would be great even if you don't want to play games, or you don't need to leave your dog with something when you leave them alone, etc., or to occupy them. This would be a great way for them to slow down eating. If they eat wet food, you could just spread it in all of these squares, and it would take them a while to get it out. And yeah, I used this one the other day with Watson, and I was surprised at how long he was at it, because although I have a lot of tools to keep Watson occupied, a lot of them are interactive, and a lot of the things I give him that would normally keep a dog occupied, such as a Kong, he gets bored with it very quickly. I don't think I've got anything that lasts more than sort of 10-15 minutes, and he was at this for 20 minutes. So any normal dog will probably be at this for a lot longer. The final thing is this: it is a toy, and I know that there's lots of people like me that get very excited when there's new things in pets at home, and that's where I got this from. Be it toys or treats is normally the thing that I'm most excited about. The toys are very expensive. This was £12. I'll see if I can find one online for you, but it is a new one. And like I said, Watson doesn't play with many toys, but this design and this material, we've had a toy like this and he did play tug with it, and it's really quite resilient, because Watson loves a soft toy and he'll rip it apart, and it's just, that makes it so expensive. So I'm thinking of maybe even taking this with me on a walk, because that little bird thing that I had just won't last very long at all. But I'd need to get myself, you know, a proper rucksack, etc., and stick this in it, wouldn't I? But I could maybe take this out, and it's a bit more bright and big and, like I said, resilient, so we could have a game of tug and then put it away, and it might last more than me having to keep restocking. Every time I go out, I have to take a new tug toy with me. So yeah, I thought I would show you that. I'll see if I can find one online, like I said. That's everything that I bought in this little haul. I thought it was worth showing you. I know that you guys want some more training videos on how I taught him to do things, and they are definitely on the list, but I've taken over Watson's walking, or I will be as of next week, and I am this week because of him being poorly. So I do have them on the list. It's just taken me a while to get around to actually doing them, and it's kind of tricky to get it filmed, etc., and especially since he's been sick, I wouldn't do any filming with him while he's been sick as well. So anyway, let me know what you have bought recently that's new for dogs. I would love to know what is new out for dogs. But I'd love to see a lot more new things for dogs, you know, new ideas, new brain games, new things to keep them occupied. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have to think them up myself. So thank you very much for watching today, and I will speak to you again soon.